It's Sunday. What do we do on Sundays? We move equipment back on Sundays because Donnie doesn't like traffic. So 3:30 is back here. Had to do a little job for Justin. Hopefully I can post the videos of it. It's for the town and they have to approve it. So these videos might be a little bit out of order. This machine might be here and then disappear and then be back before you even see where it went. But Jeff wants to do a little pond down here. We got a nice little wet area. So we can dig that out, make a nice little half moon shaped pond, kind of whatever it works out to be. Use some of that dirt to fill in this right here and then take the rest and build a dam around there and fill that in. Sounds like a good 3-day project with 3 machines here, right?
Sounds good to me.
Sounds good to you.
Got my keys, I'll be in the other window.
Yeah, I'll let you hold the beep beep and you tell me when it's up or down.
Yeah, I got it.
And yeah, look important, you know.
Yeah.
That's the main thing.
I'll get my vest.
Get your vest, and we know when people stop by and want to know what's going on, you need to be here to tell them.
I'll just act official.
That this is gonna make this property look a lot better. So that's what we did today. We got the 3:30 back here this morning, and we just kind of set the laser up and kind of flagged that. I figured it all drained this way, but it actually tapers that way. So about a 2-foot dam right here, and then it's going to go to about 4 to 5 foot back there. Take some of that dirt and bring it up here. So pretty straightforward, pretty much a hole in the ground, and then just maybe a 12 or 15 inch pipe going through the pond dam up here, and just let it drain back down into the woods over there.
It's our retention pond for the subdivision.
Retention pond, storm water management.
That's what it is. You don't know anything about that?
I don't know anything about that. So we're actually collecting the runoff from the ditch there too. So we're diverting all the water from the road into here as well too.
The ditch actually stops there.
It actually did. It kind of flattened out right there. So I just more defined it so that it will definitely come down this way. So I'm gonna bring some help tomorrow and we're gonna start rocking and rolling. Back here Monday morning, Dylan's gonna help me. He's sitting there in the 220. I'm gonna get on the 953. It's sitting there warming up, trying to get some of the frost off the windows. I'm gonna go down there and finish clearing the outside edge of the pond. Push the brush to him. He's gonna kind of pick through it, get all the dirt out of it, stack it into the burn pile. And then as you saw yesterday, we got the outside edge of the pond flagged. We will go ahead and start stripping topsoil off, stockpiling it over here to the side. We're gonna pull this rock back a little bit, cut some of that clay out from the pond, spread it out right here to kind of help blend the slope in a little bit better, cover it back up with topsoil. And then the rest of the dirt's gonna go around there kind of as a little bit of a pond dam, and spread it over back there to kind of fill that in some and make some more usable ground. Let's get to work. So got most of the pond side cleared. He's gonna have to grab this little bit of stuff right here. Started pushing some of that stuff back there towards the back. Flung mud all over the machine. I was like, oh, I'll dip some out of the hole right there we dug with the excavator to see if that would hold water. And I slipped into it and went that deep into the water knowing that it's like 5 feet deep. My boot's kind of full of water, but yeah, I guess I get a wet leg today. All because I was trying to dip some water out and splash over the door and wash some mud off. So I'm gonna go get on the 330 now and start stripping topsoil. Did you know that a Cat 953 has a built-in boot and sock dryer? And my pants already dry. The heat in this thing is like 9,000 degrees. In 30 minutes my socks are dry. Only one foot got wet. Pants are dry and the boot's drying out. In that meantime, I've been pushing all this topsoil up here, and I'm gonna go get on the 330 now and lay that back. It's getting to be where it's faster just to move it with the excavator. Yeah, track loader is muddy. All right, he's picking through that last little bit of brush, getting that stacked up. 330 is warming up. I'm gonna take it, go down there and start cutting some of that topsoil, lay it up out of the pond site. Then he's gonna lay it back one more time to get it out of the way so we can fill this side in. Then I'm gonna go around there where the pond dam's gonna be, scrape all that up, windrow that up, and start cutting it out for the pond. Down here now, stripping the topsoil off. The rest of that's mud down there, so it's gonna get transferred over there into the woods, but we're trying to salvage however much topsoil we can. So I'm gonna windrow this up right here, and then we'll pull another pass back. Dylan sorting through that last little bit of brush, separating that out, and then I can lay some of this clay back. Once this is stripped back again, piled up over there towards the brush, we kind of fill this in a little bit, and then spread that topsoil back over top of it, is the game plan. But this was the cleanest, definitely not the driest, but it is the cleanest and the drier. It's not sloppy mud, topsoil like the rest. So we can pull all this back, put a little bit of clay from the pond in here to kind of level this lot up, and then blade it all in with the loader and spread topsoil back. And then the rest of this dirt from the pond is just going to get laid back in that direction, and then be spread for the pond dam, and then out there to fill that in some more, even if I gotta take a few more trees down. So I pushed some of it up with the loader, but it was kind of getting to where it's just faster to grab it with this. And as you know, with the bulldozer, loader, anything, the more you drive over something, the more mushier and wetter it's going to get. So obviously down there is a goopy wet mess. What is that, a rock or a stump? A rock. Well, I laid all that up on the track. There we go. So it looks like, you know, it's gonna be kind of rooty, nasty topsoil, but at least it's topsoil, and once it's dry, I can kind of regrade it, run the ruckus rake over it, and get it all nice and pretty looking. Just need to get it up here out of this bottom and spread out so that it can dry, and then I'll be able to work with it. Hopefully the new microphone on the camera is working. I know it's starting to get kind of hard to hear in the cab videos, especially this machine for some reason. It's just the way the motor sounds or something, but it would always drown out the sound in the camera. So hopefully that takes care of that problem, and you can actually hear what I'm saying now. I laid that topsoil back and cutting this little section out right here. We need to fill this with a little bit of clay. Just trying to salvage all the topsoil as possible to make sure we have something to cover this back up. Dylan's taking the pile that I laid back and he's windrowing it back one more time. There's a stump right here. Get that out of here. And I'm cutting this out. This is kind of where the little bit of a dam is going to start, and I want to get the topsoil cut out for that. I may just dig one little pass just for a little core trench, but I really think the majority of this dirt is going to be fine and dandy as it is. This is just a very kind of sticky dirt that really holds water, so I think it'll be all right. But I'm going to cut it out anyways, just to make sure. Cutting out where the pond dam's going to go. Alright, well, it looks like Jeff's going to get some good drone videos, and I'm going to keep on moving dirt. Maybe I'll get him to get some videos of my drone. Definitely into the wet section here of the pond site now, and this is pretty much why we decided that this was a good spot to dig a pond. Tell everything is just a soupy, sloppy, wet mess. So I'm probably going to cut this section out right here and then just stop, hoping that groundwater doesn't overtake before I get that section down there dug. I think I'm going to dig that in down there. That way this has some place to drain to and doesn't saturate the whole entire area I'm trying to dig here. I'm just trying to take little small bites here and get this scooped up and windrowed over here into a pile. And then after this cut right here, we're going to go get some lunch, come back and probably start digging down there. I'll get that section of the pond dug and then cut this out. Hopefully this mud being piled up kind of dry out a little bit. I got Donnie bringing the Komatsu dozer over tomorrow just to help grade stuff out. I was kind of expecting all of it to be this wet, so we didn't get it the other day or yesterday, but half of this pond over here is going to be able to be graded with the dozer. So even once I get all this mud off, the clay will probably be dry enough to blade off of that. It's just going to give it a better finished product, kind of pack it in there as well. This is literally just going to be a water hole. The dam, you know, it's only going to be about 3 feet high at the most, so not too terribly crazy about or having to worry about doing too much of the normal stuff. It's just going to be a wet muddy mess here, but it'll dry out and it'll be fine. All right, well, let's go grab some lunch. We'll come back and start digging the pond over there. Dylan's got a lot of that topsoil laid back now. I can start cutting that and laying it up there for him to kind of spread out when we get back. Back from lunch, we got the 220 filled up, greased. He's gonna dig some more topsoil back, starting to get into this rocky section. Jeff's flying the drone. He's having a fun time out here, so look at all that groundwater coming out. Yep. I gotta get back over here and start digging. Go over here, not get in his way. I'm gonna start digging the pond where the flags are and laying that clay over to raise that area up. He'll come behind me. Donnie's gonna bring the dozer in the morning. We'll spread all that out, and then the rest of the dirt's gonna go for the pond dam and back there in the back. Yeah, look how much is coming in right there. So, oh yeah, a lot of water right here. So I gotta get this section dug and give a place for all this to run to, so it doesn't keep saturating all my clay that I got to use for the pond dam down there. Try not to end up with a giant muddy mess. So let me get over here and start digging. this need to be raised up some, so I'm going to start digging this and laying the dirt right in there to build this back up. We kind of left a little bit of an edge to kind of define where the pond was going to be. We'll take all this dirt, dump it in there, rake it out, blade it in there with a dozer. Might use the loader, I think it's going to be dry enough for that. And then we can put topsoil back over top of it. And what that's going to do is raise up that section right there and make it a little higher and drier, more pleasing to the eye. Where, you know, obviously the house isn't going to be right here. If the edge is right there, they'll just dig through this this dirt with the footings. Definitely done houses in worse spots before than this, so won't be a problem at all once all this is blended in. I think those flags are marking the water level. Can't remember. Just want to make sure I'm digging it deep enough. I mean, it's only going to be like 4 to 6 feet deep. We're not digging a huge deep lake here. Just something to kind of help pull that groundwater out of the ground and create a nice little water feature here. I told Dylan he needs to learn how to run the track loader, so I'm going to start the core trench right here, dig some of that dirt, lay it in here, then he's going to take the track loader and push that down, kind of track it in, spread it in place. Rocking and rolling now, getting this pond dug. I'm laying the dirt up here, just taking the 220, laying it back and blending it into that slope to cut the topsoil out from. Then I'll probably blade over it with the dozer tomorrow and get all that tracked in. We'll push topsoil back across it, but I'm cutting this section out and then the rest will go for the pond dam and that over there. Then I'll figure out how much mud I'm going to have up there to deal with. Quick on the 220, he's putting it through his paces. I I can move more dirt, but the 220 is faster as far as cycle times. But I'm dang near getting twice as much every scoop. Yeah, I think I made the right decision calling him to bring the dozer over here. Just gonna be able to trim all this stuff out. Not many people can jump on the 953, and I mean I'm not even that great at it. And finish grade stuff off, so it's a whole lot easier with the dozer. But the track loader worked good for moving the dirt around here, and that's really what I brought it here to do. And it worked great for clearing these trees too. Probably need to dig. I'll dig a bucket width for a core trench when I do the dam, just to make sure. It's a little bit of a sandy layer right there, just to make sure I get that cut out and don't have any issues. No more work than it's going to take. It's really only going to be damming up water about 2 feet, so the rest of it's just going to be a hole in the ground. But I think I'm about 5 feet deep right here, so that's going to be good. Go up there and go ahead and dig that. We get that dirt transferred up there where we need it. Man, it sticks to the bucket. This area right here is definitely a lot better than where I started digging, as far as dryness though. Alright, I'm going to finish cutting this section out, and then may go over there and dig some more back. And then I need to cut my core trench in, and we may push that dirt in with the loader just to make sure it's tracked in there a little bit better. We'll see when we get to that point. Some dirt here in the pond dam, and Dylan's taking the loader, knocking down the clay and getting it packed in there to the core trench. Like I said, this one's pretty much just a hole in the ground. We're taking all the dirt and just spreading it over here to raise the outside edge up. So between the excavator and the dump truck packing it in there, it'll be fine and dandy for this gooey type clay that we have here. That's the nice thing about working close to home, is you kind of know the dirt in the area. And look at it sticking to the bucket here. Gumbo-y stuff. Probably a little low on dirt, or need some more dirt, but I'll probably have to transfer some back from down here or something. Not the end of the world, but make it work. Moving on. All right, Jeff just came and checked on everything. Donnie went and got my Komatsu dozer. Jeff's late for dinner. Dylan's greasing all the equipment, just filled up to 330. Let's walk down here and check this out. So pretty rocky right in here, but we're taking some of that material and putting it right in here. We saved all that topsoil to cover it back up with, and obviously all that topsoil right there as well. So we're raising this up some, and you can see the groundwater coming out. That is going to start leaching into the pond right here, and that's what's going to keep it full. So if I have standing water right there, that should get to the same level, because that flag right there is marking where the pond level is going to be. Started transferring some more of that back, and we kind of raised all this up. Going to end up needing to cut some more out right there to kind of finish filling that in, or maybe if I have some leftover dirt, I'll just transfer it around, whatever. It goes pretty fast with the 330 there. But tomorrow morning we'll get started. I'll finish cutting this out, and we'll go ahead and cut this corner out right in here, get all this dirt spread over there in place, and then I can take all this dirt right here and finish this side of the dam back around. And we got the Komatsu dozer to kind of dress all this up and make it look pretty. So day one of pond build going well.